Welcome, family, to another episode of Amazing Podcast that will take your education to the next level, to all new heights. So, I'm Coach Sakile, the proud co founder of Embrace Your Free and your host for Learning Outside the Box, the Homeschooling Chronicles. And so, today, I am so excited to bring you a new amazing guest. But before we do that, a little bit about myself. I am a wife and a mother to six incredible world schooling children. I've embarked on a homeschooling journey that has transformed our lives into a mind expanding, family bonding, and self exploratory adventure. And let me tell you, it's a journey that I wouldn't trade for the world. With over 2 decades of experience of homeschooling, I've had the privilege of assisting over 7,000 families on their homeschooling and world schooling journey through coaching, consulting, workshops, and more. Additionally, I operate the vibrant and empowering Black Homeschoolers Unite Facebook group. And in this group, we unite and uplift Black families on their homeschooling journey. So, today I am thrilled to present you Learning Outside the Box Homeschooling Chronicles. If you're a Black family who's curious about homeschooling or simply want to learn from experienced homeschoolers who are doing amazing things, then you've come to the right place, right? It's here that we really celebrate the diversity and creativity of Black homeschoolers. We're going to showcase a variety of different stories from homeschooling families who have found their own unique pass because family, there's no one size fits all approach to educating your children, and we're here to prove it. So, without further ado, let's embark on this thrilling voyage of learning outside the box. So, get ready to challenge the status quo, expand your horizons, and embrace the endless possibilities of homeschooling outside the box. So let's give a warm welcome to Amy, who is a founder of multiple homeschool platforms and inspiring force behind innovative homeschooling. Amy's journey started with Funcation, a dynamic after school program that she founded in 2012, fueled by a desire to make learning enjoyable. Funcation uses interactive projects and games to spark curiosity. And her journey didn't start there. We're going to dive more into her innovative academy today, which is really mind expansive. So, without further ado, as you said, let's welcome the one and only beautiful Amy Scott.
Hi,
Welcome,
everyone.
welcome.
Thank you so much for
So
having me. I'm
happy
so
to.
excited.
Yeah. Yay!
Thank you.
So let's dive right in. I am such a big fan of yours. You have been doing so much in the homeschooling community, especially for Black families. And so I
Mhm.
really salute and appreciate you. So, can
Thank
you
you.
tell me really quickly, are you a homeschooling parent?
I am not. My child now is 23, so I am not even. I'm a one and doneer. So, but when she was younger, she we did not homeschool, but we did what we call after schooling. She
Okay.
started school a year early, so she graduated high school at 16. So I had to do a lot of supplemental things after school and things of that nature because school just wasn't enough for her.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me a little bit about what inspired you to homeschool? Because this after schooling sounds a lot like what homeschooling parents do. So, can you
Absolutely.
tell me how you were inspired to create the platforms that you have today?
Absolutely. So I've always been passionate about education, and so it really kind of just trickled into just how I raised my daughter. and always looking for opportunities to kind of stimulate her, to give her that additional support. And when I started Funcation, I actually started it as an after school program at
Mhm.
my church. So I went to a mega church here in Tampa, and I volunteered in our summer camp. And I was kind of blown away by the fact that these older elementary school kids didn't know some basics, such as the first five presidents or the capital of Florida, and we live in Florida. So that made me very concerned. And so I went to the head of the children's ministry and asked if I could start an after school program for the church. They didn't have to pay me, and all the money that they made from the after school went right to the church. So it was my
Mm.
way of giving back and also being able to help the kiddos. I created what we call Funcation because I wanted to make education fun. The kids, we did homework, and then we did fun themed weeks of different things just to kind of really give them some very basic general knowledge. And it was amazing. And so
I
it
love it.
literally skyrocketed and laid the platform for what was to come.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, of course, I've checked out Funcation
Hmm.
on your website, which is amazing.
Thank you.
And one of the things that I really love about Funcation is it seems very holistic. It
Yes.
seems like a lot of times, a lot of families are concerned about socialization, and it seems like you are able to add socialization, party, different activities where children are able to interact with each other. Can you tell me like how you were able to come up with this and how you were able to lay this whole Funcation program
In place?
out?
Yes.
Yeah, put it in place because other people probably don't have a concept of what Funcation looks like. And I would love
Absolutely.
for you to give them kind of a behind the scenes because it's amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Funcation is a labor of love. So when I started the after school program, it was in person, and it became so successful that we actually were turning away people because logistically we could not pick them up. In that time, I went to what is called an FETC conference. I encourage all homeschoolers to go to this conference. It is the Future Education Educator Technical Convention. I believe that's what the FETC stands for. But it's
Mhm.
basically a massive ed tech conference. So I was going originally to take some classes, but they have a expo hall of over 600 plus vendors. And in that expo hall, I got exposed to so many resources. And this is 2012. So a
Mhm.
lot of online things were kind of new and emerging at that time. And it had learning and seeing some of those things kind of empowered me to kind of say, oh, wow, there's so much opportunity here. So that's kind of how we created Funcation Academy. I discovered homeschooling once we put Funcation online. I was looking at different ways to um, find customers, find people that could utilize the services. And that's when I kind of fell into the homeschooling world and fell in love with it. And so I
Mhm.
rebranded, and I turned around and created Funcation Academy and made it exclusively for homeschoolers. I did
Mhm.
a lot of research. I talked to a lot of homeschoolers to really see what the needs were. And that's kind of where we created Funcation. So we have a 3D virtual campus so students can come and do fun clubs and we have art club, music club, book club, science club. We have a lot of clubs, and they get to interact with their friends. We have almost 3,000 students. We're in all 50 states in about 15 countries. So you just never know who you're going to connect with. And we have clubs for the different age groups. So therefore it's age appropriate. We also have events and different parties. And then Funcation, it was important to me that we created a place where people can get all in one so that they didn't have to look everywhere for resources. So not only do we have our fun clubs, we also have what we call flexible tutoring. So this year, we are now expanding that we provide tutoring support for all homeschooling curriculums, whether that is Time for Learning, Me Academy, Power Homeschool, Easy Peasy, or a Becca. It doesn't matter if it's book or online. We provide tutoring. We have unlimited access to our study hall, so students are able to get that help right there on the spot. We have parent connections, because homeschooling can sometimes be lonely and stressful. And we want to be able to give parents a way to connect with our education team. All of our educators are educators by profession, meaning that they have degrees in education, but they are also homeschool parents as well. So therefore, I have the best of both worlds kind of mixed together, helping our parents. And then we have resources and a curriculum. So we have a curriculum from pre-K through 12th grade. Our middle and high schoolers have over 300 courses, including AP courses, foreign languages, career tech courses. It's just a lot, but it's amazing. And it's literally a place where you can find, it's a great place for new homeschoolers or people who are looking to do something a little different in their homeschooling journey.
Yes, it's so powerful what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, your mind is so expansive
Yes.
because I'm just like, you have every component that, different homeschoolers, especially new homeschoolers, are looking
Yeah.
to have in order to have a successful homeschooler, uh,
Yeah.
you know, experience. But then also veteran homeschoolers, a lot of times it's just like, okay, I've been doing this on my own. Now
Yes.
my children's moving to high school or older and it's a little bit more advanced. How can I make sure that they're able to interact with other teenagers, make sure they get those
Absolutely.
AP classes? And also, I'm a little burnt out. Like, where can I find some support of other parents that can talk
Yes.
to me? So I
We get
love
we
that's so
get it all.
awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
is absolutely amazing. And is this correct? FETC, Future
Ye
Education Teaching
Yes,
Conference?
I think it's that's what the FETC means, yes.
Okay,
But you
awesome.
can Google it, and again, they usually only open the doors for schools, so just name your homeschool and you can kinda get in. Part of the reason we put the academy with Funcation was when I got into the homeschooling, I was shocked how many education companies do not support homeschoolers. I was flat out told that
Mm.
this is a great product, but we don't want homeschoolers using it. So that's why I added Academy. So therefore, I could get licensing and access to these resources and then give them to the homeschooling community. So we're
Oh,
not a school, because people always think, oh, you're a school. We're not a school, but we are a school to the vendors, but not to our homeschoolers. So it's a way for us to
exactly.
kind of work the system a little bit. Right,
Yes,
it's
that's
Academy. Mhm. Yes,
awesome. So, yeah, that's amazing that you
hmm
were able to do that workaround, find a
hmm
loophole that can really benefit the homeschooling community. So thank
absolutely.
you.
You're
Thank you for
welcome. You're
that.
welcome.
I appreciate that. So, if family members want to find more information about Funcation Academy, can
Mhm.
you tell me where they can go to find?
Absolutely. Go to our website, funcationacademy.com, and you will see on our homepage we have community bundles and curriculum. So if you're looking for curriculum, we do have that. But if you're just looking for community, I highly recommend checking out our community bundles. You can actually try Funcation's community bundles for only $1.99 for the first month. So it's basically $2 for the first month, and that's for your whole family, whether you have
Mm.
one kiddo like I do, or you have 6 or 12 or whatever. We have a family that actually has 13 kiddos. So it's for the whole family. And then you get to pick which bundles you would like to use. So if you want the social connections and the flexible tutoring, or parent or and resources, or you want all four, you can select that. It's $8.99 a month for just two. And if you want all four, it's only $29.99. So it
Wow.
was super important to me that I created a platform that was affordable so that anybody who wanted to homeschool could homeschool. Our free resources, we have a writing program. There is a paid
Mm.
aspect to the writing program where our coaches will actually grade the writing and provide feedback. And it's again very affordable, but I wanted it to be where if you couldn't afford to homeschool or only had, $10 a month for your whole family, you could basically do Funcation, and with the free resources and everything kinds of comes together.
That's
Yes, it's
amazing.
amazing.
So it's powerful, amazing resources, and very affordable. And then,
Extremely.
yes. That's phenomenal. So now I want to dive into your latest brain baby. I
Yes.
like to call it
Yes, my new baby. Yes.
Innovation Academy. Now, I think that's how I was introduced to you through
Mhm.
Innovation Academy, which is a phenomenal program.
Thank
And
you.
it's, my husband's very much like a Charlotte Mason type of
Mhm.
teacher, which
Mhm.
really works with mentorships, hands-on learning, practical knowledge, things that you
Mhm.
can apply to real life right here, right now, and get
Mhm.
results, right? Where it really helps you retain the information and you're able to use it for the benefit of yourself, your community, or your bank account.
Mhm. Right. Right.
So, can you tell me a little bit about innovation? Because I feel like it really fits that model plus other homeschooling models. But can you tell me about the program and how it's the conception of it, how you went about creating this?
Absolutely. So, Innovation Academy is an online private school here in the state of Florida. However, we did create a part time program for homeschoolers because I have homeschool DNA running through me. So, I wanted to create a homeschool program as well. So, IA is the only online trade school for creative high school students.
Mm,
And our students, if your student is creative or looking into running a business, they have an entrepreneurial spirit. If they just want to have a side gig while they pursue other things, this is an amazing opportunity. So, what our students do is we have three different career paths that they choose: digital content creation, journalism, and illustration. The digital content creation is basically people who create content for social media and online and things of that nature. A digital journalism, we do everything within the realm of marketing, digital marketing to be exact. So digital journalism is more of adding the human interest aspect to a business owner, things of that nature. And of course, digital illustration, designing websites, logos, package design, things of that. So our students learn those foundational skills, and then we turn around, and at the end we create what we call micro agencies. So after their first year, they actually start working with real small businesses, both for
mm,
profit and nonprofit. And those small businesses, we provide free marketing and branding services for them. Our students are able to actually go through the full process of learning how to work with a client, and the clients get amazing marketing for free, and our kiddos can add it to their resumes, their portfolios, the whole nine. So they actually learn professional level skills. They have access to, they get their home studio kits. I'm actually shipping those out in the next week or so. So they get DSLR cameras, lighting kits, so that they can light their projects, podcast studio kits, things of that nature. And they have access to all of the software: Adobe Creative Cloud, and Cinema 4D and Final Cut, and other professional level software. They learn how to use it. They graduate with the program not only with a resume and a portfolio, but also industry standard certifications.
that is
It is amazing.
amazing.
Yes.
Miss Livia says this is fantastic, much needed
Yes. Thank you so much.
resources.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes.
I love it. So basically, you're sharing that the children are learning amazing skills.
Hmm.
It's a trade school,
Hmm.
and it's a win-win situation because 'cause they're learning, but they're providing amazing services to
The
businesses that are
business.
profit, nonprofit,
Yes.
and so they're helping them get marketing and branding. At the same
Yes.
time, they're able to build their portfolio, so they
Yes.
have the so many hours or so many years of
Yes.
experience, so they can just go out and either get a job or start consulting or be able to apply it to college or start a business. And
Yes.
so they can start making income
Immediately.
immediately.
Yes.
So
They can
that
actually start making income as a student after their first or second year. So there are opportunities if clients want to stay on after their free year. The clients are charged again a small fee, but that fee actually goes to it splits between innovation and the student. So the digital content creator typically would be that person, and if they want to use a digital illustrator because they want to add a different element, then that we teach them how to how to hire that contractor, so forth and so on, so the students can actually earn income while here. Before they graduate, we actually have a career support specialist that helps them with finding jobs, filling out applications, fixing and building their resume, tightening up their portfolio, doing mock job interviews. Our students
Wow.
go through business etiquette courses so that they can be ready to actually work in the workforce. Most of the jobs that our students are preparing for, they don't require college degrees. And I was kind of shocked by that. For example, in digital journalism, even though we are working towards marketing, our students are actually being prepared to do a lot of jobs within those fields. So if
Mm.
our digital journalists wanted to be a digital news editor at their local news station, that doesn't require a college degree, but it does require 2 years worth of experience, and that's what they're getting at IA. So they'll have that resume and they'll have the experience on the right software, and they'll be able to go in and actually be able to hit the ground running. Those jobs, and here in Tampa, a digital news editor starts about $45,000 a year.
Oh, wow.
And therefore, our students can come in with no college debt. They get to start their adulthood off at a even playing field and earn a amazing entry level position where they can then start commanding a salary. 18, 19 years old, being able to make that kind of money is game changing. It can change an entire life.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
especially when you're speaking about no debt.
Yes.
So it's
And that
just
is
like
big. Yes.
so big. So you don't
Yes.
feel like you have the weight of the world on your shoulders, like, "Oh, I
Exactly.
gotta do this because I have this debt." But you can do something
Yes.
that you're passionate about, that you enjoy, and that can make an amazing income. And I'm sure there's upward mobility where
Yes.
in the future you'll be able to make 60, 70, 80, possibly.
Yes.
So that is phenomenal.
Thank
I
you.
love it so much.
Yes.
So if people were interested, or parents are
Mhm.
interested in getting more information or enrolling their children into Innovation Academy, either part-time as a homeschooler or full-time as, a private school institution, getting the
Mhm.
whole shebang.
Mhm.
How would they get in contact with you?
Again, just go to our website, what's our website? It's iaotampa.org. And therefore you can apply. You can pop into our virtual campus. My virtual background is actually my virtual office that you see. I'm usually in avatar mode, but this is our campus. So it's a really amazing platform. We created a 3D virtual campus for IA because we wanted to make sure that our kiddos felt comfortable communicating and collaborating. Studies have shown doing Zoom can be a little bit intimidating for students. They tend to talk over, therefore, they shy away. In this environment, when they have the avatars, they literally can walk up to someone just like they would in real life, have a conversation. We have the screen behind me. You can actually click on it and share your screen, videos, turn it into a whiteboard. So we have a lot of collaboration tools built into the campus, and it really makes a very interesting way to learn, and it's very immersive. So you can pop onto the campus and come meet us. You can go to the website. We do have a free class on August 17th at 1
Mm.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Um, for students that might be interested and want to kind of see what it's about, it is an abbreviated experience, but it's called Add a Taste of Flavor. So all of our students get hired by Acme Foods, so that's exciting, and they are hired to create a social media post. So we teach them how to take images using their smartphone, give them little photography tips and tricks, and then how to create a little bit of ad copy and a headline, something really basic and simple. And it is amazing that and it's amazing opportunity. The kids in the last class, blew my mind away. They all ended up enrolling, which is great, because it really is a very immersive experience. And the kids who are creative, they absolutely loved it. And I was shocked how well they did. And they didn't use any professional anything. So imagine what that looks like once they can use um, professional cameras and software and editing. I'm so excited. So we have a
Yes.
really good batch coming in this year. So I'm excited about our students.
That is amazing. Oh,
Thank
one
you.
of our family members said, "This is absolutely awesome." Why I said,
Thank you. Thank
"Absolutely,
you.
this is awesome." So, how would they? Okay, is this the right information first? August
Yep.
17th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Add a taste of flavor.
Yes, ma'am.
Fabulous. I actually saw some of the pictures of the students taking picture of
Yes.
the different fruits.
Yes.
It was
Yes,
amazing.
they did a
They're
really
so
good job.
talented.
Yes. Again, no editing, and it was just really good. I'm like, "Oh, you guys are gonna be good." So, that's
Yes.
exciting.
That is phenomenal. How would the family members, well, the BHU, well, anyone,
Mhm.
homeschool families, be able to sign up for this class?
Yes, so go to our website, and at the top, you're going to see something that says Student Life. Underneath Student Life, you'll see a drop down. It will say free class. Click on it, and then just there's a button in there after you kind of get the details and hit apply and just enter your name, your kiddo's name, and then I'll send you out information so that you can log in and get
Oh,
started for your class.
that sounds amazing.
Yes,
What a phenomenal resource and opportunity for
yes,
the
it's really
children
nice.
and the parents. So thank you so much again for all
Yeah,
that you do. So
thank
now I
you.
just want to open it up to any questions that our family members may have. So if you have any questions, just drop it in the chat and we can definitely dive into it. So while we're waiting, when does Funcation start on a specific date, or
Mhm.
is it anytime you want to start? How does
Uh-huh.
that work?
Funcation, we enroll students all year round. So you can start at any time. It's 100% self-paced. And we are here to support you. So you don't work to our schedule, we work to yours. We do have times that we are closed. So we're closed like the week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas, New Year's, and the week of Easter for spring break, and the
Mhm.
week of 4th of July for summer break. But outside of that, we're open all year round. I do close it down because it's important that my staff have time with their families. So it's important that they have that time. So and then Innovation Academy, school starts September 1st. We technically only have one spot available for this school year. The board just approved for me to be able to open up 5 more spots if the demand is there. So I have a little bit of leeway if we need to open up a few more spots, but we have one spot from our original, which is great. School is September 1st to Labor Day, like it was when I was in school. I'm a woman of a particular age. So we went to school Labor Day to Memorial Day. So
Yes.
school is the same time. It starts at 9:30 to 3:30. As part-timers, you don't have to come in at any set time except on Thursdays at 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. There is a required class that the students work with their past teachers. Innovation Academy, we have what we call 3-to-1 teaching support. So our students actually have their professional video teacher, so they learn through video-based lessons, who are experts in the fields that they're teaching. They have their past teacher who is here on the campus, and those are the people that they work with on a full-time basis. And then they have their academic support monitor. That's the person who really kind of keeps everything together. That's the person that's monitoring the kids on a regular basis, making sure they are successful and not falling through the cracks.
That is phenomenal. It sounds like the children will have tons of support on their
Absolutely.
journey. And I love how you actually are thinking about your employees and even the students being able to give
Mhm.
them those set times where
Absolutely.
they have to take off, like, okay, you need to take some time to spend with
Yes.
your family, take a break, let your brain recharge a little
Yes.
bit, and then come back to it. So
Even though
that's
I'm a business owner, I am a firm believer nobody should give their whole everything to a company.
mm,
Life is bigger than where you work and what you do. And kids are my daughter went to college so fast, and you don't get that time back. So I don't think anybody should sacrifice um, that for a career. So it's important. People don't take time off, especially here in the States. So even though we also have unlimited PTO, people don't take time off. So I shut it down to kind of force them to take those necessary breaks. Yeah.
that is wonderful. So let's see, we have a comment
Hmm.
in the chat. I lost you twice and missed
Hmm.
the intro of learning digital journalism. How soon can I
Hmm.
see a repeat? Oh, it'll be up as soon as we as soon as we end, it'll be up. So she's interested in learning more about the digital journalism. And I'm sure if
Yes.
you visit the site, there'll be some information on there. But we will
Yes. So when you
definitely.
come to our website, yeah, you can go to our website and you can actually look at the details from each of the paths. The syllabuses are there to kind of tell you what we're teaching. I tell people that IA is a mixture between high school, trade school, and community college. So we kind of blend it all together in one spot. I wanted to create a private school that was different. It kind of blew my mind. In the state of Florida, there aren't a lot of regulations as far as what the private schools have to do. And a lot of private schools still look like public schools. And I didn't
Yes.
understand why they do that when you have the freedom to do whatever you want to kind of do, as long as they're learning in that process. So I really wanted to be creative, and you can't call your school Innovation Academy if you're not innovative. So
Right.
so I wanted to definitely be very creative in that aspect. Um, but our digital journalism program is actually really an amazing path. Most students, believe it or not, we have a couple of students that are on that path, but most of them aren't interested because I don't think they really understand how powerful that path really can be. Being able to have control to tell the story. You get to tell the story, you get to understand how that story needs to be told to other people, and you get to control the narrative. And I think it's important that that in the Black community, we definitely get a little bit more of a foothold into that field. And in the marketing as a whole, global digital marketing by 2025 is predicted to be about a $1.3 trillion industry. And there are less than 7% Black people in marketing, not just global marketing, in marketing total. So when
Wow.
we look at advertisements and we look at the different um, news and social media trends where companies kind of miss the mark when they're marketing, it's because there's not enough representation in the room. So we wanted to be able to help create that opening. And so once our students graduate, we actually have an alumni program that we're going to be putting together. So our students, they never really leave IA. They will always be able to come here. We'll have job opportunities if we have clients from our free clients that are looking for people. If they left and then they're coming back and now they're paying and they want different things, we want to be able to give our students job opportunities. We want them to be able to have resources, networking, kind of like what you expect when you go to college and you kind of
Mhm.
reach back in. We're kind of creating that same environment as well for our students once they leave the program.
That sounds like a really phenomenal alumni program where
Yes.
they can also probably give advice to the newer
New
students that are
students,
coming in and see
absolutely.
what the
Mentorship.
possibility. Yes,
Yes.
mentorships. That is
Mhm.
so key
Yes.
because a lot of times we're like, these old people don't know what they're talking about. But the young
Mhm.
people's like, oh, they're like a little bit older than me and they've been through this and they really know what's going on currently. You know,
Absolutely.
so they get to
Absolutely.
have some, both where we have the elders who are actually in the industry.
Hmm.
That's another thing I love about your program. It's not just teachers who are just, it's just book knowledge, it's just something
Mhm.
they learn from another teacher, but they also have experiential learning. These are things that they're actually doing currently,
Yes.
and it's up to date, because this
Yes.
market is constantly changing. It's moving
Yes.
so fast. Like one year, it's like this is what you're doing.
The
The next year is
software is
completely
antiquated.
different.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, all of our, even our path teachers, they're professionals in their path. So our
Mhm.
digital illustration path teacher is an actual digital artist,
Mm.
and works in digital art for marketing, for entertainment, for just fine arts, a whole lot of different things. Same with our other paths. So it is important that we have that. We will have guest speakers. The
Wow.
students need to, we're doing that for a couple of reasons. One, we want the students to be able to get to meet people and kind of hear people from people what their day in the life is. But we also want other companies to realize, oh, this exists. This is an amazing job pool. And maybe there are potential employers that might be coming here looking for their students. Our students, they might want to open up their own boutique digital marketing company, and our career support specialist will help them with that process, from registering their business with the Secretary of State, helping them get their website up, and process and procedures, the whole nine. So it really is very flexible in helping the students kind of figure out their path.
I love this. This has been
Mhm.
so informative. If you see,
Yes,
I've been taking
I see.
notes galore. I mean, I have another page. I've
Oh
just
wow,
been,
that's
it's just,
amazing.
you are a wealth of information. So, family, it's not just you that's learning. I am learning so much, because if we're not learning, we're not growing. And this
Absolutely.
is a magnificent, phenomenal program, if I say so.
Thank you.
You did a really great job. I can tell that you also used a team because you didn't miss anything. You have like
Right.
everything covered. And so, and usually it's like if it's just by ourselves,
Hmm.
we'll get most of the components, but there'll be some things missing. But you have every single thing thought about and covered, which is brilliant.
Yes,
you know,
it is. And my team is amazing. I give God the glory because He just kind of gives me all the different inspiration. I'm like, oh, we need to do this, and it's easy to kind of dedicate. So I can't take all the credit, but yes, it's
you
it's a really good thing. Yeah.
But this is, like we say, your brainchild. So
Yes,
you're able to create it and put the
absolutely.
pieces together, have
Hmm.
the vision, and then, attract the people necessarily to bring it to life. So
Hmm.
I just think that is amazing. Let's see, we have
Absolutely.
a couple comments. This
Mm-hmm.
Innovation Academy only for high schoolers?
It actually starts age 13. So we enroll students between ages 13 to 19. So if your student has recently graduated, but they're not really sure what they want to do, this is an opportunity for them. We don't mind that they are 20 years old or 21 in IA. They just can't start there just because everybody's a minor. So we want everyone with a teen in their name. And they're working with clients. So we don't want them too young because they're not mature enough to really work with clients, and then we don't want them to be adults yet. We are in the process of creating a business solution so we can actually help our clients outside of just marketing, but that's a couple of years on the to-do list down the way. But right now it is only for 13 to 19-year olds.
Okay, awesome. And another comment.
Uh,
I love that you're helping youth pave a meaningful path. God wins.
Yes, he does all the time. And yes, it is. It's important. So my daughter, luckily, she was able to go to college. She went to Howard and graduated with no debt because she got a scholarship. But she's a theater kid. So she graduated
Mm.
with a theater admin degree with a minor in playwriting. And through that process of me meeting a lot of her friends, because I spent, even though I live in Tampa, I went up there constantly to DC. A lot of her friends, their parents wouldn't pay for, they had to leave the fine arts department. Their parents were like, we're not going to pay for you to go to college to do creative stuff, because how are you going to make a living doing this? A lot of her friends walked out of college with a lot of debt, even though they had scholarships and other things that didn't pay for everything. And then there, and especially things like right now where there's the writer's strike and the actor's strike, the job market for creative kids can be sometimes very challenging. When my daughter told me she was going to college to be a theater kid, I was like, "Oh wow, you're going to live in my basement for the next 40 years." I live in Florida. We don't have basements, but you understand what I'm saying. Um, but I didn't know what she was going to do with it. Luckily, she came out. She started her own audio production company, so she does audio dramas and all that great stuff. So she's fine. But I didn't know at that time. But a lot of creatives don't pursue their passion, and they end up in business or medicine or engineering or these STEM jobs and different things like this, because that's what's safe to a lot of people, but it's not where they're passionate. And then they kind of don't like their jobs. Studies have shown that 70% of Americans don't like where they work.
Oh,
And
no.
if you spend that much time at a job and for you not to like it, that's really, oh, what a waste.
Yeah,
So I really want people to be able to pursue their passion and learn how to make money doing that.
absolutely. That
Mhm.
is definitely one of the goals of Embrace Your Free, helping families make money doing what they love from anywhere.
Absolutely.
And so this is definitely in alignment because, like you said, life is too short.
Yes.
To
Yes.
be miserable. And it has
Yes.
an impact on not just our mental health, but our physical health and how we
Yes.
interact with our families. The
Yes.
reason why we're doing what we're doing. So it's really important to be able, of course, to financially be able to make a living, but also to do something that you enjoy. At least
Absolutely.
something that maybe is working towards
That
doing
goal.
what you love. Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So sometimes, we have to do what we need to do so we can do what we want to do. So sometimes at
Mhm.
the beginning, we might have to do some work in
Mhm.
order to pave the path. But overall, being in a field that we love, that we're passionate about, that we know the work that we're doing is having a positive impact on the world or the company or the society or other people's lives in some way, shape, or form.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I love that.
Thank you.
Well, do you have any final words you would like to share before we wrap up?
No, I thank you for this opportunity and all the things that you are doing. I have fallen in love with your group. They are so amazing. So I am excited that I've had this opportunity, and I thank you so much for it. I'm glad that I'm able to kind of share. We don't Funcation, even though Funcation's been around since 2014, we don't do a lot of marketing. It was really important to me that we grow our business organically. I didn't want us to grow faster than what we could sustain. So I wanted my infrastructure to naturally kind of grow. And so we don't do a lot of marketing. So this is kind of a new territory for me. So I'm excited. This is the first time most people have ever seen me because I've always just been behind the scenes. I never wanted the companies to be about me. I wanted to kind of stand on its own 2 feet per se. So that's exciting. Um, but I'm super excited to be able to share this with everyone. Everybody's school year is about to start. I highly encourage you guys check out Funcation. Definitely check out the community bundles. It's a great way again for your kids to meet. Imagine having all of the BHU students on our platform doing events and hanging out, and it's not just the parents communicating through the Facebook and different things of that nature, but you have such an amazing way. And it doesn't matter where you're at in the world. You have to worry about your time zones, but other than that, it doesn't really matter where you're at. And it's a great way for people just to really connect and expand their community. And you don't have to homeschool by yourself. You don't have to homeschool on an island. And that's one thing that I noticed a lot when people get into homeschooling is they do a lot of homeschooling very independently, and it's hard to do that. That's not realistic. It doesn't happen in a school. In a school, they have teachers aides, the specialists that come in, all of these different resources to help with the student. And then we're expected not only to homeschool our student singularly, but to also homeschool multiple grade levels if we have multiple students. So it's not realistic. One thing I will mention with Funcation, we have an assessment, and I wanted to kind of point this out. Especially for new homeschoolers, but we have a comprehensive assessment. So we actually assess between the grades of K through 12. So if your kiddo's a fifth grader, we're able to find out where they're at in math, reading, language arts, anywhere within K through 12. And then we can customize the curriculum to meet and to fill in those gaps. So if you have a fifth grader, let's say for math, they have a math skill that's at third grade and another one that's at fourth. They don't have to do third grade math. They are only doing the skill in third grade that they have not mastered. And then it seamlessly moves into the next grade level, so forth and so on. I highly recommend parents purchasing that assessment. It's only $9.99 for your kiddo before you really buy a lot of curriculum, because you might find, especially if you have kiddos that hate math, whenever parents say, my kid hates this, it's usually because they have gaps, but you don't know how far those gaps are. And once you start filling in those gaps, their whole attitude towards that subject instantly starts to change. People buy curriculum, let's say your kiddo's in seventh grade, but academically the kiddo's ready for ninth, and you wasted all that money teaching them something that they're bored with. So I highly recommend doing the assessment, so at the very least you know where you need to purchase curriculum if you haven't purchased curriculum already.
That's brilliant. I
Yeah.
love that. That would be a resource that can really help families save time and know where to
Yes.
focus their energy when
Yes.
it comes to the various subjects.
Absolutely.
That's
And definitely save a lot of money. We save parents a lot of money because it's so crazy how parents will, oh, thank you so much. It's so funny how parents will say that they just spent, $2,000 on a curriculum and it's October and they're already looking for something different. And they've
mm,
only used it for 2 months. So
mm.
we just kind of want to just get our community started off on a better foot. Mhm.
Wonderful.
Yay.
Well, this was an amazing
Thank
conversation.
you.
I
Thank you.
learned so much.
Thank you.
Our community learned so much. We really, really appreciate you and thinking about the needs of the homeschooling community and
Thank
putting
you.
platforms into place that will fill the needs of the specific needs that we
Mhm.
have in a fun
Absolutely.
way,
Yes,
in a
absolutely.
unique way. So I really appreciate you, and
Thank
I
you.
look forward to seeing you in the community. And
Yes.
make sure you guys take advantage of that free class. Let me throw that back up there. That is on August
August
17th
17th.
at
Yes.
1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's
Yes.
free. Your children will have fun and they will learn a lot. Do not miss it. And
Don't miss it.
again, you would just go to www.iao tampa.org to be able to register your child.
Yes. Thank you so much. This has
You're
been amazing.
so
Thank you.
welcome. So you take care and thank
You
you,
take care as
family.
well.
Stick around because we have, of course, our sponsor that we'll be talking about, and we have some free gifts for you at
All
the
right.
end. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.